What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build video, and today we're going to briefly talk about the contest of mayors and how to choose your assignments. I've done several videos on this topic. However, there is a topic that I want to touch base on that I didn't touch base on before. When I talked to you guys before about doing the contest of mayors tasks, we talked about the points value and what tasks to choose based on your points value. And that all still applies. However, and this is kind of a difficult thing to give advice on because you're all at a different point in the game. So you have different tasks unlocked based off of what you have unlocked in your city, what level you are, and all that good shit. So if you have not already, please hit that like and subscribe button. Comment below if you have any questions or feedback or anything. If you want to join our group is going to be open until Tuesday when we do our war. We skipped this war so that we could add more active players. We're really looking for a couple higher level players because we have a lot of lower between like 18 and 24 level, and it's kind of hindering mine and a couple, my other vice president that's been with me for several years, because we have high level cities. So we don't have anybody to, assist us if we end up needing something. So if you're a higher level player and you're looking for an active group that does you don't necessarily have to do the contest of mayors, but if you're really active in chat, then I'll let that slide. But if you're not active in chat, you're not doing the contest of mayors, then I would prefer you not join, because we're looking for, you can join, but we're in war quite a bit. So if you do join and you don't plan to be active, make sure that you log out when you're done. That way we can make room for more active people. Okay, it's nothing personal. We're just limited on space. Everybody's on different time zones here. We have a lot of people that play on when it's nighttime for me. So the group is usually pretty active throughout the day and the night. So, it really doesn't matter what time zone you're on. You'll probably see a little bit of everybody. We've had a couple new people join yesterday. So again, if you guys want to get in, make sure that you do it really, really soon, because we're going to be in war on Tuesday. All right. Now, for the contest of mayors assignments. When you go to your list of assignments, okay, depending on what level you are. Now, if you're a level 18 player, this is going to be a little easier for you to determine which ones are your premium tasks. And what a premium task is, it is a task that has the ability to be worth more than 2K, or between 2K and 3K, okay? What this means is this. Certain tasks pop up in duplicates, okay? Other ones don't. For example, I have never gotten a launch VU task, 2 of them. I've never gotten 2 launch VU tasks or 2 repair VUs, right? So let's say you're a level 18 player, you're camping, and you're following my guide. You are unable to do the upgrade tasks, right? And the regular residential upgrades, you get 2,400 points for 3 of the upgrade 3. Okay, so that one is not able to be worth 3K. It's only going to be worth 2,400 unless you're doing double points week. Okay, the VU is one of your better premium tasks because you can launch for 3K, right? The earn simoleons, that is not a premium task. It is a low point task. It is an easy task. However, if you have an earn simoleons task in your queue and it's the highest one, then do it. But if it's not your highest task, don't touch it, because you'll just get another one in it. You won't necessarily get another one in its place immediately after, but it will eventually pop up another one of those tasks, whereas if you would have left it, you wouldn't have gotten any more of those. And this comes back to the premium tasks as we discussed. So you have some of your war tasks are premium tasks, like earn a gold chest is a 3K task. However, because that task requires you to be at the end of war and collect your rewards, usually you get the task previous to the war ending, right? And then depending on how much longer you have in war and whatever your score is will determine whether or not you can even do that task. That task tends to fuck a lot of people, okay? Because they try to do it way too soon and they leave it sit there. And if you have more than two, if you have two 3K tasks sitting there, you're going to end up screwing yourself because you're not going to allow the game to pop up any more 3K tasks. But here's the bigger issue. Okay, you can have two war chest tasks. You can have like a bronze and a gold at the same time, okay? But you can't have a launch VU task in duplicates. So let's say that you have your level 18 player and you get your war tasks, your VU tasks, your upgrade tasks, and your production tasks. That's the gist of it, besides expanding your map, okay? So if you've kind of panned out where you're at with this, you can't do upgrade tasks. You're limited on your war tasks based off of if your club is in war or not in war. You're unable to do your upgrade tasks, and your production tasks are going to take you a long time because you don't have tokens unlocked, right? So you got to play your cards really, you got to really think about your decisions that you're making. For example, let's say that you're looking at your list of assignments, okay? And you have a launch 1 VU for 1K. But you have let's say you have a airport shipment for 2K, right? It is better to get that launch 1 VU task out of the way immediately, because as long as that one sits there, you are unable to get any more in its place. So let's say that you are playing the contest you've spent all week and you're like, why haven't I gotten any launch 3 VU? Well, take a look at the bottom of your list. It's likely that you had a 1K VU task sitting at the bottom of the list that you just didn't notice. So every time that you look at your list of assignments, the reason that I tell people to work their top 3 is because usually what ends up happening is, or at least what I do, is I analyze all my tasks right in the beginning of the contest, okay? And I look for, my VU, and I go, okay, I need to get that one out of the way so that I can get more of that one. And you gotta cycle them just right, because if you do them in the beginning when you have higher tasks sitting there, they're just gonna pop up lower VU tasks again. So you gotta cycle the shit correctly, okay? So let's say that I have a Tokyo 3 shipment for 3K, right? And I have a launch 1 VU. I'm gonna do the Tokyo shipment first, right? Depending on what pops up, if it pops up like a 2,000 pointer or something, I'll do my 1K VU, right? Then I'll go back up and do my highest task. You want to cycle through and make sure that your premium tasks are always available to you, because as long as those tasks are being taken up, you're not going to be able to do them, okay? So if you have a repair 5 that's worth 2,000 points, right? Well, there you go. I mean, that's going to run you your 2K average, but here's the other problem that people have. People will focus on what point tasks they have. Don't focus too much on the point value as far as, and what I mean by that is, as far as people will worry too much and they'll be like, God, I haven't got any 3K tasks. And I'm like, okay, but what's your average? And if they say their average is 1,900 to 2,100, you're right in the ballpark anyway. So here's how the game is going to work. It's going to keep you afloat, and it's going to keep leveling you out, okay? Now, if you go to your tasks and you just click start and you cancel like 20 tasks, the game's not going to be able to get you back up to a 2K average. But if you do them steady, you will notice that you will fluctuate, okay? And people get all excited, and it happens every time, and they they get off to a good start. They get quite a few 3K tasks, and they're like, fuck yeah, I'm doing a 2.4, you know what I mean? 2.4 average, and I'm doing great. And I'm like, yeah, it won't last long. It never does. Okay? And they're like, fuck yeah, if I can keep this up, I'll be golden, you know? No, that's not what's going to happen. You're going to level out. It's not going to continuously keep you at that rate. Okay? So people get all excited, and then all of a sudden they get a couple bad assignments, and they're like, son of a bitch, there went my average. You know? Like, fuck. And it's like, yeah, I told you. Now, let's say it goes the other way. You start up your tasks at the beginning of the contest, and you start off with the most worst assignments possible. And you're like, fuck, I'm screwed. You know? No, you're not. If you make the right decisions, okay, you'll be fine. You will run a 2K average. You got to make the right decisions. You have to really focus on what it is you're doing. You can obviously, to some extent, the tasks are given out at random, right? You can't make a task pop up in its place, right? So, but you can greatly affect your odds based off your choices, okay? I know for a fact that if I leave that 1K VU launch sit there, I will not get another one. Therefore, as long as that one sits there, I will not have the opportunity to have that 3K task. By getting it out of the way, I have greatly increased my odds of getting a 3K task. If I have a repair one sit there, I'm not going to get another one. You know, if you look at the Golden Keys assignments, that assignment is a easy assignment, but it's not worth very many points. So you just got to look at that and look at what premium tasks you have. A lot of your premium tasks are going to be for production. You know, what kind of production? Are we talking stores or factories? Okay? Because another tip with you lower level people that do not have tokens unlocked. This is what I would do if I were you. Okay? Because you're limited to the amount of tokens, you're limited to the production tasks because you can't use tokens. So here's what you need to do. Before the contest, okay, like maybe the day before, depending on how long of items you're making here, what you should do is you should go through each one of your shops that you have unlocked, and you should put in one or all of one item. So let's say it's something that you think you might get a production task for, right? So let's say you go to your sports shop and you make 11 protein bars and they're just sitting there when CoM starts. Do that. Then go to your barn and make, 11 flour. Then make 11 donuts, and then make maybe some glue or some whatever. Make something, right? And go through every shop and make 11 of all of that something. When you start your contest of mayors, leave those sit there. I know it's going to hurt you on money, but if you're wanting to win the contest of mayors and you're really trying to hit the mega, this is the best way to go. Do that and see if you get tasks that pop up. Okay? Make sure that all your factories are running the highest level factory item, or the highest time. So like, let's say you have sugar unlocked. Make however many, 35 sugar or whatever. That way it's done if you get a task for it. Okay? Now, after you've collected from your shops and you've started something else, this is another thing that people do at a very low, low level, and this is a huge mistake that you guys make. You're doing the contest of mayors, okay? You get an assignment, and you finish your assignment, but you went and, let's say you had an assignment to make bricks. You filled your shop with bricks. You completed your assignment for bricks, okay? Before you went and hit claim on the bricks, you filled your shop up with whatever you wanted to make, because you're like, okay, cool, my shop's open, I'm going to make whatever. And then you hit claim on the bricks, and then maybe either that assignment or the next few assignments, you get an assignment to produce something in that shop. But now you have 11 fucking items in your shop, right? Don't do that. When it's the contest of mayors, and this is for you high-level players as well, unless you want to waste tokens having to clear your queue out, You know, oftentimes I'll put up 12 TVs and then I get a task for fucking microwaves and I got to spend 3 fucking tokens clearing my queue out so I can do those. Then tokens on those. So it ended up costing me like 6 tokens. Yeah, don't do that. Okay? Make sure that when you're playing during the contest that you are making one item at a time. If let's say you made paint. Say you wanted to make 3 paint, okay? You made your paint one at a time, but don't collect it. Just click the shop before it, like this, and click the arrow, and then throw down more. And that way you can continually make things, but be able to have your items, your shop slots open. But you're also not collecting it. So let's say I have a paint sitting there, and I want to make another one, and another one. You see where I'm going with that? And that way, if you get a task for nails, you can say, okay, I just got to wait for this one paint to finish and I can do my nails task. I can collect the paint. Don't fill your shops. Big, big, big mistake. Okay? Don't waste your tokens. If when you hit like level 20 or 21 or something, you unlock some tokens. Don't waste those unless you are absolutely sure that you need to do that. That task is a very important task. Don't just blow through them on whatever. Save them for the contest. For you higher level players, if you're playing the contest of mayors competitively, your premium tasks are going to be a lot different and the competition is going to be a lot harder. You have regional tasks to think about. Some of you low level players, you're level 25. You've unlocked regional maps. Don't unlock them. I can't voice that enough. If you've already made the mistake and unlocked them, you're going to have a much harder time, much, much harder at the contest because you have regional tasks now. You have your regional currency, which you get through those shipments, or you can get them from selling regional items to the people that pop up, or some really dumb people, they'll bulldoze their trees. They'll buy trees for $250 and bulldoze them for half. I don't recommend that. That's just ridiculous. I don't know why somebody would do that. But anyways, keep track of your premium tasks. Make sure that if it's an assignment that can only pop up once and is one of your, 2K to 3K tasks, that it's not taking up place. Okay? When it comes to production, I gave you tips on that. I can't, you can only do so much to prep, but prep is a lot of what is going to save you, whether you're a high level player or a lower level player. Prep is everything. Okay. When I play CoM competitively, I prep for the whole day before the next CoM starts. I've made everything lined up. If I get a epic task, I want to be able to do it. I want to have a residential fully upgraded so that I can get that shit done. I want to make sure I have coins to do that epic task. I want to make sure that I'm prepared for any VU repairs. I want to make sure that I got paint and nails and tape and hammers and all that good shit. If your storage capacity is very low, storage should be number one priority. It always is number one priority. Okay? Never sell your storage, dozer, or VU because you're going to need them. Don't collect items from the past until you're ready for them. And what I mean by that is this. A lot of you low-level players get those expansion tasks. Okay? And you go in and you're like, okay, cool. I just got 5 times beach. I'm going to hit collect. No. No, don't do that. Because if you're not ready to do the upgrade, that just took up storage space. It's right there. It's being stored in your past. There's no reason to collect it until you need it, right? Or until the pass ends. Right before the pass, go through and collect all your rewards, right before it ends. But never collect the stuff if you can't use it. Another thing, those deeds, okay? The little deeds that say, you unlock one beach slot. Keep in mind that once you collect that, you are unable to use your beach items until you've used that deed. So you might want to hold off on collecting the deed if you have the beach items already for a higher cost slot. You know, if you got one and it's early on, don't waste it on a unlocked beach, you know, cost 3 each. Wait until you get to the end when it starts to cost like 15 of them or something, you know? Another big mistake that you lower level players or even higher level players make, you go and you do your war shipments. Let's see. You go to your airport here. And okay, if I was to pack these boxes, even just one box, I'm unable to hit new shipment. Okay? Do not pre-pack the boxes, because if you end up being unable to find those items and you want to say fuck it and send for a new shipment, you're not going to be able to. You're going to have to wait for that timer. Don't pre-pack the boxes. Okay? Another mistake that a lot of you lower level players make, you get through your easy tasks first. Don't do that. You know, you gotta earn simoleons task. And if you're trying to win the mega prize, don't do that. You could leave money uncollected in your depot and get it done in 2 seconds and have those points. However, that task is not a premium task. Therefore, every time you do that task, it's allowing for the game to give you another one of those. Not that it will immediately, but it will eventually, you know? And right now you have it sitting there taking up space. So if you can utilize your list to let's say you get those gold key tasks, maybe worth 1,200 or 1,400, and then you have your earn simoleons task, keep those at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, don't touch them. You know, if you got a war chest, silver war chest for like 1K, leave it sit. You know? Leave all those fucking things sit down there. And then that way, the game can only give you so many more of the other tasks. It's not going to give you another earn simoleons task, so you're golden on that. It's not going to give you another key task, so you're good on that. Don't leave the VU launch sit there. You know, anything that's a high level or a high point one. So like house upgrades, those pop up in duplicates. You can have like a upgrade Paris, upgrade Tokyo, upgrade regional, you know. Those are kind of a pain in the ass. And if you are wanting to camp low level, you're not going to be able to do those ones. So you're going to have to cancel some of those. Now, let's say that you are ready to level up, okay? You've reached the amount of storage, like 350 to 400 storage that was recommended, and you're ready to level up, but this is a very crucial decision. You only have one shot at it. If you choose to level up and fuck up your only chance because you got thrown in with hackers, you're going to be screwed. Make sure that when you decide to level up, that you are relatively sure that you don't have hackers, okay? That you're very well prepped for this round of the contest. You know, make sure you have a ton of VU. Make sure that you have enough cash to bring those flights back. Make sure that you are well prepped on your factories and your shops. Get all your ducks in a row, so to speak. And then decide, okay, this is the round where I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for first place, and I'm going to meticulously pick all my tasks. And I'm not going to fuck up. Okay, you got to make sure that your club is in war, and they have to be in war at it. You got to pay attention to that war timer, okay, for your tasks, because you know that, let's say that you have 1.5 days left of the contest, okay, and you get a gold chest task. And war isn't over for 24 hours, but you got 10 tickets left. You're not going to want to sit on that gold chest that long, because that means that when the war ends, not only will you not have the ability to do war tasks that pop up after that because you waited so long, but you'll also have the issue where you have 10 more tasks to do in such a short amount of time. And being how you are a low level, you can't do your production tasks in that short amount of time. So always make sure that you're doing something in your shops. Let's say that you're working on a task and you have some time. You should always have those other tasks going don't wait. Like, let's say that you have a protein task, make protein bars, and you have got all 11 complete, so you collected them, but you got, let's say, 6 more to make. Okay, that's several hours worth of production that you got to wait on. So during that time, look at your other 2 assignments and do those. Like, get them, I mean, don't collect on them, but let's say it was to make flour. Go start making the flour. Again, don't fill your shop, just make one at a time, okay? Until you reach the maximum amount. If you get an assignment that pops up that's lower than that one, great, then you already have that one done. But if it's higher, then still leave it sit there. Don't touch it, okay? If you know you're going to have downtime for like 10 hours, use that time to just take a guess at what you think you might get. Okay, I know I have 4 hours to wait on these protein bars. So I'm going to take this time and I'm going to make X amount of sugar in my factories. That way, if I get a task pop up, it'll be there. You got to pre-plan your tasks, especially production, because you low-level players don't have gold tokens. And those are going to be what kills your average. The hardest part for you lower-level players is going to be not being able to do your upgrade tasks and your production tasks because they take time, okay? So it is possible. I see people do it all the time. Don't think it's, impossible, but it's possible. Once you hit level 24, and keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to camp between 18 and 24 for too long, okay? Once you hit 24, you're not going to be able to do any upgrade tasks because you're going to camp again. However, you will be able to utilize those production tasks a lot faster because now you'll have golden tokens you'll be able to use. And you'll be able to work on your epic. So it's going to add another assignment to your list, and that's going to be your epic assignment. If you plan to play CoM competitively, do not exceed past level 29. If you hit level 29 or 30 when you unlock Omega, you're going to have a whole new bunch of tasks that pop up, okay? You're going to have upgrade Omega home tasks, earn Omega currency, and make Omega canisters. The Omega canister task, I've talked about this in some of my other videos. It's absolutely horrifying. It's going to eat all your cash. It's going to cost all your money. For you low-level players, you only have 1 lab, so that task will destroy you, okay? It's the demon of all tasks. These canisters take hours upon hours to make and produce, and then they take hours upon hours to open. And you can only collect a certain amount of them based off which slots you have unlocked. For example, I have 5 Omega labs. You have to have a certain amount of homes to buy these labs. So I had to upgrade 64 Omega homes to buy this many labs. I'm pretty sure it's 64. Once I did that, I bulldozed them all because I hate Omega. And now I have those labs available to me, but I only make the small canisters now. So I only have to wait for a shorter amount of time. If I was to have all those homes still, I would be making medium and large canisters. If you want to play and make Omega homes, then that's great for you. But if you are doing it strictly for the contest, then you're going to have a whole big bunch of bullshit to deal with because Omega is a bitch. Okay, the canister assignment is the worst. The Omega upgrades are easy. You just put a construction zone down. It costs 1 Omega item, and bada boom, you're done. Okay? The currency, again, not hard because you can sell the Omega items to the sim bubbles that pop up or collect the currency in your pass. Or if you have Omega homes that are built up, they provide Omega currency. So those tasks aren't too hard. The Omega canister is a bitch. Okay, it's $7,000 for 1 canister. It can take anywhere from 1 hour to like 12 hours to produce it, and usually you get a task for 7 to 10 of them. So you know that task is going to cost you at a minimum, what, 49K or some shit, plus cash to open the canisters if you have to. So honestly, that task is a bitch. So basically, hopefully that helps you guys with your premium tasks and kind of understanding a little better why maybe you're not getting a launch VU. Maybe now you'll see, okay, shit, that's why. I'm going to go ahead and get this video out. If you have any questions, let me know. I am going to be putting out 2 other videos today, hopefully. I just got to figure out where my notes are so that I can have that ready for the video. So again, if you have questions, feedback, or anything, put it in the comments. If you want to join our group, please watch the group rules video that I put out yesterday. It also has our group code, which is RQMKNG.